this week. We got things to do. We got places to be. So this is going to
Yeah,
be a very dense show, freaks.
that's on me. I got my parents in town, so need to keep this one tight.
Parents, hey, we love you, freaks, but parents are more important than the freaks. I had a nice, it was the first time in a while last night. It was just my mom, my brother, my sister, and I. They came over to my house. My wife and the boys are with her parents this week, and it was just the four of our nuclear family. No significant others, no children. Not that we don't love the significant others and the children; we love them dearly. But it was a good dinner last night.
Wonderful. Family is incredibly important. Hug your
Yeah,
family,
dude.
freaks. Strong families. That's how we win.
Yeah. Well, we said tight hour. Let's jump right into it. Clark's dashboard. What is the drama with the liquid stuff? I know I called it out on the dashboard like a few weeks ago, and now there's people claiming that like Blockstream's fractionally reserving liquid, but is it an API bug from Mempool and others, or liquid itself?
I don't know.
Have you caught this?
No, I have not. It's not on my radar.
Yeah, liquid side chain is still negative 178.28 Bitcoin on Clark's teeny weeny
But
dashboard.
did Orange Surf say that it was from Mempool Space? Say it was a miscount? But that was a while ago. Why hasn't it been resolved?
I don't know. I just want to flag that.
What about liquid.network? What does liquid.network say? Let's see. That's run by mempool.space. Liquid.network says that it's all accounted for.
Okay. It's good to know.
It says 74 Bitcoin have left. Basically, what is a multi-sig that backs liquid, but that there is basically a direct match on assets and liabilities, which is, what is it? It is 4,255.68 liquid Bitcoin in circulation, and the holdings are slightly more than that, 4,255.78. So 0.1, 10 million sats more is what liquid.network is saying.
Yeah. Sorry, just gonna do this. But we didn't want to start on the liquid network. We were distracting you from the fact that the price of Bitcoin's fallen. It's at $59,580.
Can we start off with a shout out to Luke Roman for a heck of a call? Hand up.
And
Gave him shit when he made the call. Stay on.
I wrote a whole Ben about it. I did like a talking head, like, "Hey, Luke, love you, but you're wrong." He was right.
Heck of a call, Luke.
We're at $59,570 right now, under 60 grand, 58K gang getting revved up right now. It's gonna be good to see that gang back. I miss the 58K gang. You know, you gotta find the silver lining in these bear markets, and I think that's one of them.
Do you think the bottom's in?
I would not be surprised if it's not. I would not be surprised if it is.
I think it's probably not, but we'll see.
We shall see. Do you think we go under $1 trillion market cap, currently sitting at 1.19 trillion? That's a bigger question, I think, if we're not at the bottom.
Well, what is it currently at?
1.19.
So what is that, like another 20% drop?
It would be another,
more or less.
I think 15 to 20%. Yeah.
So what is that? That would be like another 10K down, right? Napkin math.
Yeah.
So like bottom would be like 50, would be under 50K.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, man. I don't think so. I don't think so. But I'm gonna stay on Bloomstack Sats about it.
Same.
Look, when everyone says we're lucky at the top, like this is what they always forget. The pain always comes before the glory. And most of the time, like 95% of the time, or I guess definitionally, like 99% of the time, we're in the shadow of an all-time high. And then we have those brief glimpses of open water Bitcoin. So stay humble and stack sats about it.
We
At
need
least,
open water Bitcoin to escape open water debt slavery, tax slavery.
yeah. I mean, look, I'll keep it brief because like I don't like kicking people when they're down, but I still think like the biggest piece here is the 800,000 coin gorilla in the room with an orange tie being MicroStrategy, and I think if Saylor checks his ego, he can stop the bleeding in a big way, and I think people are just not expecting that and also waiting to see how he proceeds. I mean, he hasn't tweeted in 24 hours right now. Stretch has fallen pretty hard. MSTR is trading at $87, $86 now, 86.64. And I think that's what most allocators, most larger positions are watching right now.
Yeah, it looks like he's got activist law firms coming after him too with class actions.
I mean, that's to be expected whenever there's blood in the water.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean there's necessarily substance behind them, but there's plenty of meat out there to go after.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that's all we're going to say about that. Sats are on sale. One cuck buck is going to get you 1,682 sats. Bargain prices, freaks. We are at block height 955,371, which means we are currently 213 blocks away from the next difficulty adjustment, estimated to be on Saturday, June 27th, UTC time, 2026, looking like an upwards adjustment of 6.6%. Blocks been coming in at 9 minutes and 23 seconds on average since the last retarget. We're looking at 2,559 transactions in Clark's mempool. If we go over to mempool.spaces mempool, we'll see they have 106,547 transactions. Blood in the streets. Doesn't look like many people are sending from cold storage to exchanges to dump their Bitcoin because fees are relatively cheap right now. 2 sats per VByte will get you in the next block.
A lot of paper Bitcoin out there.
How much paper Bitcoin? How much paper Bitcoin? I think we're finding that out. Enjoy the thrill of the dump. Are you guys not thrilled? You not feel a little alive?
Stack real Bitcoin, not that fake shit.
I don't have Primal open. Is anybody in the Nostra live chat?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. We got Brian, Josh, Matthew D, Soap Miner. I don't see a zap attached to Soap Miner's message, but it might just be a UX glitch. So I'll read it anyway. Bitcoin is crashing in fiat terms because not enough of you are using it as a medium of exchange. Use it as what was intended, money, and watch everyone adopt it. The value only goes up from there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Soap Miner's got great soap. Use code RHR.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's get to the list. We're going to front load with not necessarily security vulnerability, but it is a social security vulnerability.
We always, as is tradition here, which is also the name of the episode, we always have RHR every week, and we always front load with any security vulnerabilities or concerns. And I would definitely file this one in that category. Bunch of users, including some people I know, have received letters in the mail pretending to be from Coinkite, the makers of Cold Card. Obviously, they are a sponsor of the show, and we are their largest investor, their only external investor. So this is troubling. First and foremost, it is a scam. So do not do anything that paper says. I think it has you try and scan a QR code. Presumably, my guess is they're using like quantum fear to, it looks like a pretty official letter. So it's a well done scam. And they're using quantum fear to try and get people to scan a QR code, presumably to enter seed words, right? That should be, first of all, Coinkite will never send you an email or mailing. But second of all, if anyone's trying to get you to put in, if anyone's trying to get you to put in seed words somewhere, that is a scam. keep that in mind, specifically with Cold Card and also with a lot of the other popular hardware wallets out there. The only time you're supposed to be entering your seed is directly into the device, right? Your secret backup words.
Look at the
Now,
signatures on these 2 letters. Go up, Logan. They don't even try to like fake the signature. They're the exact same for Charles from Ledger and NVK.
yeah, so I mean, the question becomes there's questions of where they get the addresses from and the information from. Um, Coinkite has done, this is a full write up. Coinkite has done a full security audit of their systems. They've built their systems themselves. They don't use any third parties. They don't believe they were compromised. It's obviously a hard thing to prove and something that we can't verify ourselves independently. But I think that's a relatively safe expectation if NVK and Peter have done a full audit as they said they did, which I believe them. They also have one of the most stringent privacy policies in the space where they delete all customer data after 120 days. Now, so then where could that information come from? That information could come from other leaks that were aggregated together, right? We've talked about in the past that, especially now with LLMs, you're able to, let me finish, Marty. You're able to match different data very easily, right? You see other hacks, then you say, okay, what is the likelihood that these people are Coinkite users, and then send them the relevant scam. The other piece that it could be is it could be from shippers, right? It could be from DHL, FedEx. Who the hell knows how secure that information is there? So it's going to be hard to diagnose. Coinkite, if you have been hit with it, Coinkite says to email support with any information you could provide them, so they can try and source what could possibly be the exposure route there. But it is a scam. I know people that have received the letter, throw out the letter, and then the second piece going forward, something that we've talked about many times in the past, is you should not be sending Bitcoin stuff to your house. Try and obviously your house is your most sensitive address. PO box is great. UPS stores are great. UPS stores can actually get a lot more different types of mail than PO boxes can, and they also don't run on government schedules. They're independent franchises, so they have much better open hours. And the staff, if you pick a good franchise, is usually quite good. I like UPS stores a lot. Obviously, buying in person is always a good option. And then I would say, by the way, it's not just Bitcoin stuff. Be wary of anyone you share your home address with. I mean, look, data is trafficked around. It is aggregated. It is used against us constantly. And you should, if security is a concern, which I think it should be for anyone, particularly people with families, you should be taking very good care of your home address because it sucks for it to be out there.
Yeah. No, I think there's nothing more I can add to what you just said in terms of being aware and things to think through. I'm just speculating on, I mean, again, disclaimer, sponsor, we're an investor. MK is a good friend. But that signature match between the ledger and the Coinkite letter makes me think it's either a shipper or another hardware provider that's had a data leak in the past, and they're just assuming if you own a ledger, you own a Coinkite too, and they're sending it. It's a smoking gun right now, right there, that signature match. And I almost interjected because I'm happy I didn't, but I was very close because sometimes things like this demand an interjection. We got a 5 million zap.
I knew exactly what you had, like the little kid's face in a candy shop. I knew exactly why you almost interjected.
Brian, shout out to Brian. Freaks, now's the time to stack sats. Don't be retarded like me. Hotel, is the Freedom Router working out for you? I'm considering getting one myself. Also, how does the RHR.TV leaderboard work? I'm seeing only 100 and 200 sats. This one better show up. Shout out Logan. I think that means Logan. And shout out Cum Rocket.
First of all, thank you, Brian, for your zap. You are definitely one of the largest supporters of the show, if not the largest.
The most well-endowed zapper.
I recall other large zaps that we're like I think in the million sat range. So thank you again for supporting the show. You probably won't show up in the RHR TV leaderboard, at least right now, because it's, I don't know, like there's no one source of truth for Noster, and it's supposed to be pulling the zaps from Noster relays directly, and sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't, and it's honestly not a great implementation, and I should probably try and figure out something that works better than just trying to pull zaps from Noster relays. So I'll work on that and get you the signal you deserve. But thank you for supporting the show on that front. In terms of the Start 9 router, those who were listening last week might have remembered me cutting out mid rip. It was actually the first time I had any issue with it, and it wasn't the Start 9 router. Obscura or Molvad specifically had an issue with the server I was running through. So it was on the VPN side. As you might recall, I'm running all of this through Obscura VPN, which is a 2-hop process. So one, it first hits traffic is first routed through an Obscura server, and then it hits a Molvad server. And like I said, the server was having issues, and that's why I cut out. I'm currently using the router and using Obscura. So we'll see if it happens again. I haven't had an issue since, which means I'm jinxing it. And you can use code RHR if you want to try out Obscura VPN. It's fantastic service, and you can pay with Bitcoin. It's awesome. And Start9 is router.start9.com. I really like the router.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Brian. Shout out to Start9. Shout out to the router. Shout out to Obscura, Molvad, all you guys. Shout out to Soap Miner, 24,242 sats. Bitcoin is money. Use it as such.
I might have guilt tripped him because his first message wasn't actually a zap, and I just assumed there wasn't a zap there. And then also, by the way, this is not a zap, but Stacktoshi has great advice for protecting your home. Dogs and guns. I think dogs are great. I love dogs. I think kids that are raised with dogs is a beautiful experience, and they're obviously fantastic security. And then on the gun side, particularly if you're American, like you literally have the ability to shoot metal from your hands. That's some like superpower shit. Consider training and arming yourself. And the training is incredibly important, just like any other tool, whether that's Bitcoin or guns or using the internet securely or being comfortable around cars. Learn, practice, repeat, exercise your right.
Yeah, co-sign that as well. Moving on to the next story. Definitely more optimistic. You just have Camp Nakamoto here with a picture of.
Oh yeah, no. So we had. I mean, first of all, the Bitcoin price was down, and then the Coinkite scam letter, which has scared a lot of people. Like I've had a lot of people text me about it. So I figured the next story would be wholesome. And I've been watching this from afar. The annual Camp Nakamoto, I guess, retreat, right? I think it's on an island in New Hampshire, just wrapped up. And I linked to a picture here. It just looks wholesome as hell. I see families. It seems wonderful. And, this is the most bullish fundamental around Bitcoin. Bitcoin empowers individuals. Individuals are a key part of strong local communities, strong families. And that's how we win. It's a movement driven by people. It's easy to get lost in the tech. It's easy to get lost in financial engineering and claims of not needing personal responsibility to become rich. But this is the core. This is the core fundamental. This is why we both, I think, have dedicated so much of our life to this movement.
Yeah, we're gonna win. Look at this. People getting together, solving problems, battening down the hatches in the bear market.
Wholesome.
Very wholesome. On to the next story, which is somewhat breaking news. It happened earlier today. The first Stratum V2 block was mined by Demand Pool, and this is a big step for Stratum V2, which we've been talking about for, I think, probably since the show launched 8 years ago. Stratum V2 is a upgrade to the mining pool protocol that has two main benefits. The first is that it encrypts your shared data in transit between your machines and the pool, so it reduces the attack surface for hash rate jacking attacks. So it encrypts the data. It gives you more privacy, more security. And the other thing, which we've been talking about and which many people have been waiting for, which happened earlier today, is the ability to construct your own block using Stratum V2, similar to what Ocean has done with their Datum protocol. And so many people have been speculating whether or not this would ever be possible, this would ever happen. It happened today. Demand Pool mined the first Stratum V2 block, and the miner who created it was Go mining. So they created the block template, presented it to Demand Pool with a valid hash, and they were able to produce a Bitcoin block in a more distributed fashion. This is very bullish.
Love to see it. I mean, Stratum V2 has been worked on for a long time now. There's been a lot of hype and a lot of substance, and it's good to see it actually, alive and kicking in the wild.
Yeah. Yes, it is. All right, back to bearish news, or not even bearish, just annoying. Law enforcement and Catholic groups are warning the Clarity Act could create crypto crime loopholes.
Worked on for a long time.
What's going on there?
Sorry, I refreshed Zapstream and the audio replayed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure many of you saw this, but in the lead up to Clarity, I believe they're going to vote for it on July 17th is the plan. And in the lead up to the vote for it, I guess there's a bunch of horse trading and jockeying to try to get the language changed, and there's been increased pressure to remove the BRCA language in Section 604 of the Clarity Act, which would attempt to preserve the ability for open source software developers to not have any liability for how their end products are used, particularly Bitcoin wallets, and more particularly Bitcoin wallets that help you preserve your privacy better than others. So yeah, just disappointing to see the law enforcement, and as a Catholic myself, to see Catholic organizations coming out against protecting software developers from liability. They're using the tried and true "think of the children" as an excuse for why you can't have that language in there. But firmly back in the no bill is better than a bad bill, and even with the BRC language in its current form, I don't think it's good language because it creates this loophole that just creates subjectivity about whether, like, the loophole is basically like if you are a developer who writes software and you have knowledge that a potential criminal could use it, and then you could be held liable. So even the language as it is doesn't make sense anyway. Go listen to my episode with Kyle Olney from last week where we dive deep into that particular loophole. But point withstanding, I think what the law enforcement agencies and the Catholic groups that came out this week are signaling is that they don't care about protecting software developers. And they're going to use fear tactics to make sure that they're not protected.
Yeah, I mean, our complaint is that it doesn't protect open source developers enough, and their complaint is that it protects them too much. And then meanwhile, there's Trump. There's delays on the Trump side because he wants the voter ID stuff, I believe, before he's willing to sign any of this stuff. So we'll see how it plays out. If I was a betting man, I don't think it's going to happen before midterms. And I also don't know if I wanted to. So here we are.
Are you a betting man? Is that on our Polymarket ticker today? Is anything on the Clarity Act?
I have to figure out how to adjust what is shown on the Polymarket ticker. I haven't figured that out yet.
Will Claude Fable 5 be restored in the U.S. customers by July 1st? 51%.
There's a lot of bullshit here that I just don't really give a shit about. But
will Hyperliquid perform an airdrop before December 31st?
Okay, stop reading the random.
I need to buy Hyperliquid, dude. The chances of them dropping an airdropper.
I'm gonna have Logan remove the ticker.
Are we going below 28 or 58K today? No. Market's saying no. We've dumped enough for today.
Was that on the ticker?
Yeah, it's right there. It's right below us right now.
I think I see something different than you. Is that possible? I see the Houston Astros right now.
Well, we're looking at two completely different poly market tickers then.
Weird.
How's that happening? I got
And then
straight.
maybe the audience is probably looking at something different too. Logan, let's remove the poly market ticker. There we go. Look how clean that is. Okay, sorry, freaks. We made a mistake. Hand up.
Hand up.
No
hand
more.
up. Speaking of mistakes, the country of India is making mistakes against human liberty, where the frozen account leaves savings out of reach. In India, a man named Shiva spent years building a savings fund for his son's wedding. The money came from small jobs and side work, carefully set aside in a separate bank account opened specifically for that purpose. But when the balance exceeded a certain threshold, the financial system automatically froze the account. Overnight, Shiva had been cut off from his own money. When the issue was escalated to the branch manager of his bank, they explained that the freeze was automatically imposed from the central bank's IT system, and there was nothing they could do. To recover access, he was prompted to complete forms written in English, a language he could not easily navigate. Ultimately, the account was restored only after outside intervention from a friend who helped push the case through a process Shiva cannot resolve on his own. For more stories like this, make sure you sign up for the Financial Freedom Report newsletter, which comes out every Thursday. You can do that at financialfreedomreport.org. And again, bear market, getting back to fundamentals. Why do we do what we do? Because if you use Bitcoin as your money and you secure it properly, you will never have this problem. You will always have access to your money.
Real Bitcoin fixes this. That's the point. That's why it exists. Real Bitcoin is the ultimate safe haven. Trusted third parties are.
It was built to back preferred stock offerings.
I'd rather not have to say real Bitcoin every time, but if you don't say it, then it's affinity scammed on top of. So you have to constantly. I mean, stay humble, stack sats, I think is beautiful. It got co-opted in a lot of ways. I'd like to see the suits co-opt stack real Bitcoin, not that fake shit. That'll be a harder one for them to try and use themselves. I think it's pronounced Shiva, by the way.
Shiva? What was I saying?
Yeah,
Shiva?
Did you ever watch The League?
Yes.
That's my
The
source.
Shiva Bowl. The Shiva Bowl.
Yeah,
that was a great show.
That's my source.
It was a great show. Feel bad for that one lead character who I actually don't feel bad for him. It's pretty shitty, but like he lied about being. Didn't he lie about being in one of the towers on 9/11?
Oh, I don't remember that episode. Was it a later episode?
No, it wasn't an episode. It was like one of the actors.
Oh, the actor actually did?
Yeah, in real life. Yeah.
It's a pretty fucked up thing to lie about.
Yeah, he came out and apologized, but yeah, it's just if you're
At
not
least
there,
he apologized.
why do you need the sympathy points?
I see the commoner ride or die freak zap 21,112 sats, palindrome zap, stay humble, stack sats. Great advice. As is tradition.
As is tradition.
Don't get wrecked before hyper Bitcoinization.
Yeah.
Work hard, saving Bitcoin.
Open water Bitcoin's going to come back.
Open water tax slavery is here and well, though.
Okay. What we got here? Rabbit hole recap 414. Talk about tradition. We read boost from the previous week after the Financial Freedom Report section. RHR 414, Bitcoin is the best money. The real shit is, at least. We've got two zaps to read. First, from our girl, Pringle Mac, 22,222 sats. Palindrome boost, twos across the board. Stay humble, stack sats, and raise strong families. We will win. Love, Sil and Tony. Hey, she's picking up what we're putting down, parroting what we've been saying.
True ride or die. She's living it. It's a lifestyle.
It is. And we've got one from Doug, 21,512 sats. Take three. Hoping this is already on the list, but looking forward to seeing lots of you guys in the premiere Saturday 27th at 4 p.m. Eastern. So that's 2 days from now. If being a producer is a little steep, and it may be, if you're a Euro poor such as myself, zap me a couple 100,000 sats and you can come to my house. Salute, praise be. I don't know what the premiere is. What is the premiere?
I have it in the show notes, but it's
the The $3 billion man.
The $6 billion man.
$6 billion man. Excuse
Just
me.
because Bitcoin has halved in price doesn't mean the title has halved in price. The premiere is on Saturday, June 27th. I have it linked in the show notes, the $6billionman.com. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Eugene quite well. Jack Dorsey introduced us, and I helped him along his journey into Bitcoin and Nostr. The whole thing is powered by Bitcoin, and the whole idea is like, okay, he won Cannes. He got a bunch of awards for it. It's obviously a very important movement and message. What WikiLeaks and Julian have done, and over here because I tried to open Nostr. So I don't know what you can hear and what you can't.
We're hearing it all. It's just a little grainy on the video side.
Yeah, the premiere is this Saturday, and the whole idea is we want the film to be distributed wide and far for cheap. So Bitcoin basically subsidized that distribution.
You lost your background temporarily.
I know. I see it happening. I'm trying to fix this.
It's not the router. It's not the router. It was Nostr.
No, it's because I opened up. I'm trying to read the zaps from last week. You want to read the zaps at primal.net/RHR from last week?
Yeah, give me a second. Primal.net/RHR. What do we got here? We got 62,726 sats. That is a palindrome zap. June 27th, 2026, the day a network of individuals coalesce around a fundamental. How do you read the whole zap?
That's what I was trying to do. And my computer bugged out. It wasn't the router, for what it's worth.
Let me see if I can find his zaps. There it is. Yeah, I can't read the whole thing. I don't know how to find that. How do you typically find it?
Well, I opened up a different Nostr client because Primal cuts off long zaps, the message in long zaps.
What's your go-to?
Nostr, but I mean, you're not going to do it live on air right now. I'm going to try and do it right now. Yeah, my whole computer just started bugging out.
There we go. Let's see if I can find it.
You could try Ditto, the web one, ditto.pub.
Ditto.pub. Look at us troubleshooting on air here. We're going to get the zap read. It's the last thing I do. I see a nice little Pepe meme here. Logan, will you throw this on the screen? Well, Matt, like put this on Matt's image while we're waiting for him to come back.
I'm here still.
I'm waiting for your video. We're gonna throw that up for you while we wait. Logan, are you working on it? It's imperative that you get this up.
He just showed it. Okay, forget this app. Something's happening on June 27th.
Yes, we also got another zap, 21,000 sats from roaming with the comment emoji. Or is that that's an asteroid, not a comment?
Restream has less manual control of things, so I can like put it like that. If I try to move it, I grab one of your faces underneath the thing.
Yeah. We got people tweeting, or excuse me, sending notes to us about Coinkite on Nostr too. Yeah, it has a U.S. freedom stamp, which is ironic. All right, back to the list where we got software updates to talk about. A pretty big one from the Tor project. They're going to sunset Tor version 0.4.8 and are asking for people to update to 0.4.9 by September. So it's a big upgrade. And if you're running Tor, and depending on Tor, you've got a few months to make sure you're on the latest version. They're sunsetting 4.8. Reach end of life on the 1st of June, and there will not be any more updates to this release series. We highly encourage people to upgrade. Usually we try not to break existing releases, even if they're unsupported, unless we have a pretty good reason. In this case, we have several reasons with the work towards RD on both the client and relay. The network team has identified a couple of features we would like to remove from the Tor ecosystem. Removing support for 0.4.8 will help us facilitate a smooth transition and reduce effort associated with difficult to maintain features that provide very little value, unfortunately, because Tor's directory protocol layer works the way it does. We cannot remove these features without affecting older clients. Most important reason is this: 0.4.9. They've made some former fields in our directory database obsolete, specifically tap onion keys and family lines. Removing these fields will let us save a great deal of client directory bandwidth for everyone. So maybe Tor will be faster after this one. We shall see. Any thoughts on this troubleshooter?
I mean, it's a breaking change, so just be aware.
Yeah, be aware.
That's why we're covering it.
Next up, we've got Join Market NG 0.33.0 has been released. It adds config center, wallet history API, and address reuse definitions. So Join Market has been picked back up. It was not going to be maintained, but somebody decided to pick up the mantle and continue building on the Join Market protocol. And so 0.33.0 has been released. Check that out. UTXO version 0.18.0 improves forest allocation, rehashing, and window builds. So be aware of that. UTXO, for those who are unaware, it's basically a way to do. What is UTXO? Does UTXO fix bandwidth, or is it P2P connections, or is it IBD? I forget. Misremembering right now. I think it's IBD. A hash-based dynamic accumulator based on a Merkle forest. Moving along. ASIC RS version 0.7.0 has been released. It adds power limits, minor state messages, and temperature. Model open source Bitcoin mining firmware on ASICs is something that is desperately needed, and the 256 Foundation is supporting those efforts. This is great to see that the open source firmware is maturing. I think this is one of the most underappreciated but high impact layers of the Bitcoin stack that's being worked on right now.
Love to see it. By the way, Brian, I think I fixed the zap thing while I was at it.
You were vibe coding?
You're at least shown on you're shown on rhr.tv now.
Were you just vibe coding? Were you pretending to be troubleshooting? You're just vibe coding a lot on air?
I told the clanker that Brian had just zapped 5 million sats, but is not shown in the top supporters section. Figure it out and fix it. It might have also been why my computer was all bugging out at the same time, to be honest.
It's good to know where your focus is.
It looks like it's been solved. I also realized, by the way, and I'll hand up, that I was your audio was coming in through speakerphone. There wasn't an echo this entire time?
No.
There was some.
There were some.
Occasionally.
Logan, you're the audio guy. You have to tell us when this is happening.
I can usually tell if my sound is coming through my earphone or my speaker.
Dude,
And
we've
it
been doing
happened
this-
like a couple times, so it wasn't worth like commenting on.
We do this every week.
Look at
You
it.
know,
Look at,
sometimes
listen
you
to this
forget things.
insubordination we have to deal with on a daily basis, freaks.
Look, anyway, hands up. It's definitely my fault. It's not Logan's fault. But also, if I ask if you've been hearing an echo and you say yes, like you should also take a little bit personal
It happened
responsibility.
like twice for like
Okay,
2
well,
seconds.
Hey,
I apologize.
Guess what, Logan? Once is too much. You hear it once, you message us and signal. You say, "Hey, there's a little echo. I heard one."
The tell, by the way, was when I refreshed Zapstream and then it came back through, because it wasn't coming in through my headphone. I forgot. Anyway, that's on me, freaks. I'm sorry if this episode was a little bit weaker, but
No, we're gonna spice it up. I'm opening the YouTube comments for the first time, and I'm reminded why I don't do that. Bitcoin's dead. Apparently, it's over for Bitcoin. It's over. What are we gonna do when Bitcoin dies? What's our next chapter in life after Bitcoin?
I will not entertain this conversation right now.
I think I'm gonna try and become a golf pro.
There's a lot of fear on the streets. You're going to become a golf pro. Oh, New York Cats reiterated the Zap in the Zap stream. So after all of that, trying to figure it out, we actually have the full Zap, 21,000 sats, June 27, 2026. The day a network of individuals coalesce around a fundamental principle of freedom of information to circumvent the gatekeepers. This is our opportunity to separate Bitcoin truth from crypto chaos. 1 million sats might seem like a gigantic ask, but I assure you it is a small price to restore truth and integrity to society. It's not about money. It's about sending a message. Become a producer of truth. Join us, the $6billionman.com. Okay, so the Zap we were trying to read the entire time was also the Zap on... It's all about the $6 billion man.
Hey,
June 27th, this Saturday, freaks.
check it out.
Thank you for your support.
Check it out. Back to the list. We've got Imagine If in Nashville, thrown by our good friends at Bitcoin Park, Matt being the co-founder of Bitcoin Park. It's happening in Nashville, October 5th and 6th. I attended the first ever Imagine If conference last year, and I have to say, Rod and team do an incredible job of, number one, finding the best conference venue I've ever been to. And number two, curating a good mixture of individuals to come talk about what's going on in freedom tech. So the three rails of freedom tech are AI, energy, and Bitcoin. They're going to be converging in one room, October 5th and 6th in Nashville.
It'll be a great event. Consider joining us.
And staying on the freedom tech tip, BPI and PubKey are hosting Freedom Tech DC on September 22nd and 23rd, a summit on the future of money, speech, and intelligence, and the fight to keep them free. This is going to be another very important one. I will be at both of these events. So make sure you get down to DC if you care about this stuff. December 22nd, 23rd, or September 22nd, 23rd. I mean, bullish, maybe not for Bitcoin, but for humanity, for the United States economy. A lot of doomers out there. A lot of people talking about the K-shaped economy, the permanent underclass. But there was a man from PNC who came out with a bunch of data this morning in a thread that I felt compelled to highlight here on the show today. So PNC Bank, Logan, I'll send this to you. But he's basically highlighting, I mean, they obviously, PNC is a bank. They have access to data about people's spending habits. And he came out and said, long story short, lower income spending / balance sheet trends have been on a tear in 2026. The top third of households are responsible for around 56% of total spending. In their data closer to 55% figure from the CEX for 2024. So that is high. You have like the top third of people on the economic ladder really driving more than half of the spending in the economy, but the total debit to credit card spend by income tercile stripped out gas spending to avoid the lower income hit from the war. You can clearly see an uptick in lower income spending that began in early 2026. I think what was most interesting from this is that people aren't digging into their savings to do this. It's mainly because of tax refunds and equity portfolio, people selling some stocks in their brokerage account. And so many people worried about the K-shaped economy. The lower classes, I'm not going to say that anything's perfect, but it seems to be a glimmer of hope for the lower classes, at least this year. Consumer spending is doing well. People aren't digging into their savings as much. According to PNC, at least PNC customer data is showing this. So I thought that was interesting. In a world of doom scrolling, maybe everything's not as bad as we think. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I think people are hurting pretty bad, but I don't want to be. I'm optimistic. My optimism comes from strong families and strong local communities. But I think there are a lot of people in society hurting a lot right now, and it's hard to see a positive path forward for those who choose not to take personal responsibility and improve their situation.
Yeah. We've got an anecdote in the YouTube chat. I never signed up for Coinkite. I heard about it for the first time on last week's Rabbit Hole Recap, and within a couple of days received the same letter in the mail. So he doesn't think it was Coinkite.
There you go.
Local Bitcoiners out to 21,000 sats. Local Bitcoiners is a new weekly value for value podcast all about building and growing Bitcoin meetup culture. Localbitcoiners.com is also a website and Nostr client. Innovative. Check it out. Stay humble, stack sats. Shout out to you, local Bitcoiners. Getting back to basics, meetups, in-person connection, collaboration, thinking through how we embed Bitcoin as everyday money into our economy. You love to see it. You also love to see Ride or Die Freak Map 21 with the 21,000 sat zap. Boom.
I also see one from Drew Cattlebike, 21,250.
I don't see that one. Does it come with a message?
American flag, 250, American flag.
That's coming up.
Are we count it from July 4th?
Is it July 4th or do people do it from like July 1st? When wasn't it like it was signed on the 1st, then published on the 4th? Or
I mean, I assume the real celebration is July 4th, right?
Yeah. Landing on a Saturday this year. You love to see it. Unless you're a wage cucky who was
I
hoping
love July
for.
4th. This is a great holiday.
I know. How jacked do you think the world travelers that are in town for the World Cup are going to be when they experience a 4th of July celebration?
Great timing. I mean, you couldn't ask for better timing to host the World Cup.
Did you know there was a theory going around that somebody was going to get alien abducted from the Brazil game last night?
What kind of theory is that?
I don't know. My brother walked in my house last night and the Brazil game was just starting. He's like, dude, I heard there's people saying that somebody's going to get abducted by an alien on the field tonight.
Dude, FIFA is such a corrupt organization that I wouldn't be surprised if they planted that one to increase
Boost
viewership
ratings.
of the game.
Yeah. I definitely found myself wandering into the living room to see if anybody got abducted throughout the night. But
I'm pretty excited. I love fireworks. Be safe, freaks. They are explosives.
Yeah. Are you gonna have a homegrown firework?
Yeah, we've done it the last few years. We'll do it again.
Yeah, they're pretty.
The kids love it.
Yeah. My kids are. Both the older boys are, at least last year, they were still afraid of fireworks. We'll see if they get over that this year.
My dogs can freak the hell out. But my oldest likes them, and then the youngest is too young to even know what's going on.
Yeah. Guys, when we said a
You know
tight
what
hour, we
also
meant a tight
we've been
hour from
doing? I really
with-
like and his friends love it too, the model rockets you can get from like Ace Hardware, or not like that we did as kids. You did model rockets as a kid, right? Where you like set up like the SD's model rockets.
I never did that. No.
You like set up the engine and you glue all the pieces together and then you launch it up and then it comes back down with the parachute.
Oh yeah.
Love it. It's awesome. Do model rockets with your kids.
I thought you said bottle rockets, and that triggered a core memory of mine.
No, model rockets.
I know. I thought you said bottle rockets, but bottle rocket fireworks story. My grandparents, before they passed, they lived in Myrtle Beach in South Carolina, and I'm one of 26 of their grandchildren. And their big thing was like when you graduated or when you finished 8th grade, you could go stay at their house with a group of your friends. And a group of my friends went down to Myrtle Beach and we stayed and we took advantage of the luxuries that exist in South Carolina, one of which is roadside fireworks stores. And we were lighting bottle rockets out of our butt cracks at one point during that trip. It was fun. Dangerous. Don't recommend it. The mind of an 8th grader wanders sometimes into dangerous
amazing areas. What we've survived. The story of humanity is just one long story of survivorship bias.
Yeah. God, I love the South.
Okay. Well, hang in there, freaks. I know it was a depressing week for a lot of you.
Is it though?
I mean, if you were over leveraged into this, if you were holding, Bitcoin stocks and stuff, it's been pretty tough. I mean, people that were holding stretch, as they thought that was like their risk-free rate or whatever. They're like, oh, I have some cash on the side just in case Bitcoin goes down, and then that thing gets fucking hammered.
It's trading at 77.
I think there's
a
lot of expensive lessons have been learned over the last few weeks. But the future is bright. The future is bright if we make it bright, and there's a lot to be very hopeful for.
Do we think these things recover par?
I'm not speculating on securities.
Okay.
You're welcome to.
Not financial advice, but I mean, gosh.
I think people should stack real Bitcoin.
Yes, just looking at Terra Luna as an example. Once that lost the peg, was there any?
I mean, Terra Luna is not. It's a provocative comparison, but it's not a good example. I mean, I believe my understanding is technically, I think technically based on like prospectus and stuff, like Saylor can just let stretch fail, and just pause dividends forever.
Well, that's the question. Is like, does he even need to let it fail, or is it just
him and MSTR would be fine? But I mean, that'd be really fucked up. And a lot of the marketing, I mean, you're still exposed to potential legal action. So,
yeah,
stack real Bitcoin, not that fake shit.
It's good advice, sound advice, sage advice. Tight hour is up. You need to get back to your family. As we said in the beginning and throughout, family is the most important. So I don't want to keep you from that.
Love you all. Stay on the stack sets.
Peace and love, freaks.